The intro is under construction. Wait, my bad, my bad. I mean, bonk news. Hello everyone, smashing in there, and welcome to another bonk news episode. Yeah, there's some stuff that needs to be explained, so what better way to do that than right here in my small studio where I still look like this skin for some reason. Forgot to turn it off. Too late for that now. Alright, so here's the deal. Quick introduction. There's a lot of things I want to talk about in this episode. What you mainly might notice is the changes in audio quality. I'll get to that, I promise. That's still something I have to figure out more. But here's the deal. I have a lot to talk about, and I know not all of you are interested in all of it. So for this one, I want to get the timestamps of when I talk about what. So if you don't care about something, you can skip it. The timestamps, I'll make sure to add them to the description. I don't know if they'll be added as timestamp or just a note that says this one. I don't know how that works yet. I have to figure that out. But it should work just fine. With that out of the way, let's cover the main issue here first. Which is, I got a new mic. To get rid of that background noise. But for some reason, and I don't know why, my audio sounds weirder now. I don't know why this is, and I frankly don't have the time to figure it out today, more on that later as well. But I can actually explain what was the issue with my mic. You might see this, note this little thing here. This is what was the problem with my microphone. Up here, we'd have my headset, right? The one I'm still wearing, just not using its mic, because the mic I'm using now is standing in front of me that I can pick up easily and carry around the room if I feel like it. It's a neat little mic, honestly. It's nice. But normally it'd be my headset. Now my PC has two inputs. One for the output of audio and one for the input of audio. Now the problem is, my headset only has one output. Now how did I fix this issue? With this. An extender that would take that one and turn it into two. However, this part, for some reason, causes issues. The certain background noise you might all be pretty familiar with. So, I don't know why that is, but I know it's coming from this specifically, because when I plugged it out, the noise was gone. When I plugged out my headset, it was still there. So it's not the headset that's the issue, it's the extension specifically. But now that instead of it going in from that, it's just two separate outputs from two separate devices. Stopping this little extension from breaking it. But this was just as an example. Also, some of you may be questioning, that's pretty much the headset covered, by the way. I think so, anyway. I don't think there's a lot more to cover there. I got a new mic. The sound is gonna take some getting used to, and I'm just gonna have to work on it in general a bit. But, alright. But for now, let's continue on to the next area I want to cover. Let's cover the elephant in the room before we get to anything else. Why I'm using this as an intro instead of the one Ray made with the animated one. I'm not allowed to use the animated one anymore. Ray and I had a falling out, to put it simply. I'm not gonna go into details, but I asked her if I could use it and she said no, I'm not allowed to use any of her animated or drawn stuff or audio without her permission. What's on the channel can stay, but nothing new will be added. I won't be recording with Ray, that's also why Triumvirate took a turn of its own. And I had to makeshift an intro. So, build intro, make it under construction, make the stupid joke, and here we are. In case you're wondering, this is the world used for bonk news in general. It's nothing special, it's just this little recording studio. Originally, this was actually built for the first animatic. If you look up here, there's even the little room we were originally gonna use of me sitting behind my computer, just being like, what the fuck, why my band? From way back then, but that's not getting used like that anymore. So, It's just become my little studio for updates and stuff, where I can go like this, and then I'm a news person. That's kind of how it works now. So yeah, that's another thing I wanted to cover. Why I don't use the animated intro, what happened between me and Ray. Point is, we had a falling out. We don't really talk much outside of a certain project we might have mentioned once or twice. We just want to finish that project. If it wasn't for that, we probably wouldn't even be talking at all. So yeah, that's what's going on there. Moving on to the next aspect. That took exactly 2 minutes, which is kind of funny. Alright, so the next elephant I wanted to cover. The reason or the main reason I'm recording this now and stuff. I'm going on vacation, but I'm not stopping the recording. Today it's Wednesday the 28th at about 8:40 in the morning, and I am prepared to record a absolute fuck ton of videos today. If everything goes as planned, I'll be recording 14 or 15 videos to fill in those 2 weeks as much as possible. Because for 2 weeks I'm not gonna have access to my PC. I will still have my laptop. I might make so I can record a bit at location as well, because I'm technically just gonna live with my girlfriend for 2 weeks. Long story, not telling it now. Well, the blatant thing is we were gonna go on vacation. I spent a year at home. Now the funding for that was a bit of an issue, and COVID got in the way, so we decided both our parents are still leaving, so we have 2 periods of 2 weeks where we can just have houses to ourselves. So we took that instead. So I'm going to hers for 2 weeks, where we have the place to our own, just enjoy vacation, cool down from work a bit. It's gonna be nice. But since I still want to make YouTube work more for me, so I can quit my very annoying job I hate, more on that later as well, I refuse to stop the daily uploads. I just refuse to do so. So I will not stop the daily uploads. I'm just gonna work my ass off to record more, and enough to make it work. I would have enough time to record more today, but my girlfriend's also coming over to help me like pack and to prepare a grocery list and prepare some other stuff for the vacation. So, you know, making ends meet here, but I still really want to do this. So, hence the update on that. Still expect the daily videos, but I'll still be on vacation, so I might not be able to record any extras if I come short. It's complicated. I'll make it work, so you probably won't notice, but just know everything's pre-recorded. So anything that happens or is told to me, I probably won't be able to act on. Because my PC can't handle as much as my my laptop can't handle as much as my PC. With that out of the way, let's move on to another thing I want to talk about. So, we have been in the studio more than once. Both animated and not. Why? Simple. Poggerz, or Archland as it's called now. Yep, that's what we're talking about now. The SMP that I blew up at some point. I still kind of regret that. But here's the deal. Something you're gonna notice throughout those 2 weeks is I have made my return on that server. I won't be active on it, don't get me wrong, but I was invited to join back after I confronted them about the dislikes that kept showing up on my videos, which started after the whole blowing up thing. So I just thought it fitting to kind of talk about that a bit. I'll be making my return. I won't be as active, but I'm probably going to make a video on building a small shack or on the items I was able to keep. Because my house, or where it used to be, was flattened. It's flattened, it's just gone. But some of my stuff I hid before the events, just in case. They thought the dragon egg was destroyed. I still have it. I still have diamonds, iron, redstone. Not a lot, but some of the more valuable aspects have been kept through this method. I hit them in a lava lake and they never checked in it. So I just right clicked on it, opened the chest, took it out, and found a spot to dump my shit for now. I don't have a new place yet, but we'll figure it out when we get there. I just wanted to discuss it. I actually was able to have a very civil conversation with them. They've really matured more since the last time I talked to them. They are a lot nicer now, a lot less annoying, really. And they were actually really, really nice about the thing. They wanted to end the drama as much as I do. And I will not let any new drama arrive. I have no intentions of blowing the server back up. And I will not be doing so. If I do that again, that'd just be wrong, really. So, I thought I'd give you the update, so don't be weirded out when you see Poggerz show up suddenly. But not with Ray this time, of course. Alright, so, Poggerz out of the way. What else is there to discuss? Well, my situation here, really. Like I said, I have a job now. Full-time job. The only day I have to record is on Wednesday. I have recordings. I barely filled the week, but now I have to fill up 2 weeks. Technically 3. It's to next Wednesday, the Wednesday after that, and the Wednesday after that, technically. Because if I make it to that Wednesday, as in I have pre-uploaded to Tuesday, I can record Wednesday and upload Wednesday. And then it all works out. Right, so I am very determined to keep my daily uploading. The reason for that is because I want to be able to do this as a job. I don't feel like explaining it much now, but most jobs don't interest me very well. And this one I actually enjoy doing a lot. Even though at the moment it's still a hobby, I enjoy doing it a lot. But as a hobby too. I want to do it more. I want to do it full time, preferably. But sadly that's not profitable until you get a following. And until I have that, I will have to just work on the side. Or, well, put YouTube on the side and work normally. So I kind of had to take a job, and it's not the greatest, I'll admit. Because it doesn't follow some rules properly, and I don't enjoy doing it very well. I work 9 to 6 with total 1 hour break. It's 15 minutes, then half an hour, and then 15 minutes again. The half an hour is lunch break, the other 2 are coffee breaks. But the thing is, right, the issue with the job is that I am sort of allergic to it, I guess, in a way. I have this, how do I explain this properly? I have this medical issue. I don't know, my esophagus is kind of messed up, in a way. Where I can't swallow food correctly. I'm not gonna go into too much detail now, but back in like start of 2015 at this point, I had, so during 2014 this started, but I had slime in my throat, so we had it examined. They didn't think much of it until it kept getting worse and stuff, so eventually we had to go see the doctor, and they discovered what it really is. The real name is eosinophilic esophagitis. That probably doesn't say much to you English folks, but basically my esophagus is fucked. What does this have to do with work? A lot. Because I haven't had to deal with that I didn't have issues with it for like a year. I know how to live with it at this point. And avoid things that make it worsen up. Because if it gets too worse, it can have serious effects on my health. So I have a job now, right? And then last Friday, not as in. Actually, no, not last Friday. The Friday before that, I've been taking the meds for it for a while. The Friday before that, I was at work. I got assigned a path or a shelf with like screwdrivers and shit to make it look better because that's mainly what I do in that store. It's a like building store for small building companies to get their materials to do their job. And I was like doing the screwdriver path. And suddenly, out of nowhere, that medical issue hit me like a truck. Alright, so it got very bad. I couldn't barely swallow my own saliva and started getting a bit lightheaded. So I had to go home because otherwise it was going to go very wrong. And then I contacted the practitioner and they were like, yeah, we don't have time for you until like Monday. So I was gonna try to work Friday because I thought maybe I was just overworked because I went from no time to full time immediately with like no preparation. It was just full time, just like that. Just enter. I'm there now. So I thought maybe it was that. So I took it easy on Thursday, and then Friday came along. I felt a little better, but as soon as I got in the store again, it just went bad. So I had to go home again. Then I went to the practitioner and they were like, yeah, this is an issue. Technically I wasn't even allowed to go because of COVID symptoms. I was tested quickly, it was negative. Point is, the practitioner still helped me. He said it was okay because it was only a bit of sniffles and I was tested negative anyway. If you have the symptoms, don't go places, just contact to make sure it's fine. I forgot like an idiot and it was kind of very urgent for me. But they gave me meds that kind of lessen the effect. It makes it more bearable to be in the store, but an issue with it is that, how do I say this? It's not flawless. It doesn't work for my entire shift, so near the end I have to take it a bit slow, and it only lowers the effect. So on Friday usually I still have it pretty bad, but then I have the weekend to kind of cool it down. The thing is, right? One of my colleagues that I had to deal with yesterday does not believe in this shit. They don't believe in medical issues for some reason. Because both of my, like, technically, I want to say bosses, but they're not really bosses. The people above me that are at a higher position, most people at the highest positions know about this issue. So they know the last half hour I have to take it slow, but they all weren't there yesterday. So the next best person took over. I'm not gonna say their name to keep their privacy, but let's call them. I don't know. Let's just call them They're just the colleague. Let's just face it. So I was taking it easy, like I usually do during the last half hour, kind of getting ready to take in the carts, close up shop, you know. Because usually that's fine around that time, so it all kind of works out. But they said no. They sent me back into the store to find work, which I already didn't have for the last 2.5 hours at this point. It was a very slow day yesterday. So my issues are a bit bad now, so you might notice during the next 2 weeks that during recordings I drink a lot. Because thanks to that colleague, I now have to deal with the consequences. They did not care I have a medical issue. Yeah, it can't be that bad. Yeah, you tell me. I passed out from it before. If bad enough, if it reaches a certain state of how bad it is, it kind of messes with my breathing as well. So it is kind of a very serious issue. So yeah, they just ignored it. They act like they didn't care. So yeah, work, not great. And frankly, I don't enjoy it at all. I'm just there because I have to be. I was forced into the job by several parties. And I can't back out now. My parents, my girlfriend's parents, people needed me to get a job too much after sitting at home for a year. And YouTube doesn't pay enough to qualify. So here I am, doing it as a side thing. Point is, I'm still going to be recording for the entire week. I think that covers most of it. But yeah, work is a bit of a thing. It prevents me from doing it. I wasn't able to record daily anyway, but 2 days of recording is still better than the one that I have now. And I have less time to prepare for big things like on Triumvirate. So I kind of just have to deal with it. So enough about that. I think there's one more thing I want to discuss. So last but not least, I want to quickly cover, well, I've had the new microphone. We talked about what happened today. We talked about Archland job situation. The last thing I want to talk about is the Dead series. The reason I'm doing this last is because it gets impacted by most of these things. Due to the falling out with Ray, For the King is probably off the record. I played that with her, and playing it alone is really, really lame. So, For the King is dead. Finito. Not getting finished. It's a neat game, but if you don't have friends to play it with, it can be really lame. So, you know, that's gone. Dead. Finito. Finished. What else we have? Right, Undertale. Mainly the duo side. The duo side will not be finished as duo side because, once again, Ray. But I might see if I have some time to kill Sans. But it's unlikely because of my job. I work a lot and only have the evenings to prepare recordings and game a bit. So I don't have enough time to really kill Sans. Overcooked will also suffer under this, by the way, because that was also a two-player game. I've tried at first playing it alone, but that's really, really difficult. The game is a lot harder when you're playing alone. I might see if I can make it work, but chances aren't really that big. So yeah, there's a few series that are just dead. One Block is not one of them. I broke the game in episode 4, and and on that note, I ended the series. It will be coming back during these 2 weeks, so don't worry about that. And I think that covers all of it. So I'm gonna mark my final time on the thingy for the outro, because that's it. That's all I had to cover. I wanted to record this. It's not gonna be a standalone video, by the way. So I'm probably gonna see if I can upload this at 7, and then at 8 my normal upload will still happen. So don't worry about that. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!